Hi my friends, we come up with new video and today we see a new topic and it is 12 rules for life. As we all know that life if we live it is too simple, but the circumstances that we had make it too difficult that we forget to live our life with calm and peace. As I say, there are 12 rules to live your life securely. Rule number first, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Lobster and territory. If you are like most people, you don't often think about lobsters unless you are eating one. However, these interesting, delicious crustaceans are very much worth considering. Their nervous systems are comparatively simple with large, easily observable neurons, the magic cells of the brain. Because of this, scientists have been able to map the neural circuitry of lobsters very accurately. This has helped us understand the structure and function of the brain and behavior of more complex animals, including human beings. Lobsters have more in common with you than you might think, particularly when you are feeling crabby. Lobsters live on the ocean floor. They need a home base down there, a range within which they hunt for prey and scavenge around for the stray edible bits and pieces of whatever rains down from the continual chaos of damage and death far away, far above. They want somewhere secure, where the hunting and the gathering is good. They want a home. This can present a problem since there are many lobsters. What if two of them occupy the same territory at the bottom of the ocean at the same time and both want to live there? What if there are hundreds of lobsters all trying to make a living and raise a family in the same crowded patch of sand and refuse? Other creatures have this problem too. When songbirds come north in the spring, for example, they engage in ferocious territorial dispute. Songs they sing, so peaceful and beautiful to human ears, are siren call and cries of domination. A brilliantly musical bird is a small warrior proclaiming his command in his sovereignty. Take the wren, for example, a small feisty insect-eating songbird common in North America. A newly arrived wren, a sheltered place to build a nest, away from the wind and rain. He wants it close to food and attractive to potential mates. Also want to convince competitors for that space to keep their distance. Birds and territory. My dad and I designed a house for a wren family when I was 10 years old. It looked like a Conestoga wagon and had a front entrance about the size of the quarter. This made it a good house for wrens, who are tiny and not so good for other larger birds who couldn't get in. My elderly neighbor had a bird house too, which we built for her at the same time from an old rubber boot. It had an opening large enough for a bed the size of Robin. She was looking forward to the day it was occupied. Soon discovered our birdhouse and made himself a home there. We could hear his lengthy, thrilling song repeated over and over during the early spring. Once he had built his nest in the covered wagon, however, our new avian tenant started carrying small sticks to our neighbor's nearby booth. He packed it so full that no other bird, large or small, could possibly get in. Our neighbor was not pleased by this preemptive strike, but there was nothing to be done about it. If we take it down, said my dad, clean it up and put it back in the tree, the wren will just pack it full of stick again. Wrens are small and they are cute, but they are merciless. I had broken my leg skiing the previous winter, first time down the hill, and had received some money from a school insurance policy designed to reward unfortunate, clumsy children. Just a cassette recorder, a high-tech novelty at the time. With the proceeds, my dad suggested that I sit on the back lawn, record the Wren's song, play it back, and watch what happened. So I went out into the bright spring sunlight and taped a few minutes of the Wren laying furious claim to his territory with song. Then I let him hear his own voice. That little bird, one third the size of a sparrow, began a dive bomb me and my cassette recorder, swapping back and forth inches from the speaker. We saw a lot of that sort of behavior. Even in the absence of the tape recorder, if a larger bird ever dared to sit and rest in any of trees near our birdhouse, there was a good chance he would get knocked off his perch by a kamikaze wren. Now, wrens and lobsters are very different. Lobsters do not fly, sing, or perch in trees. Wrens have feathers, not hard shells. Wrens can't breathe underwater and are seldom served with butter. However, they are also similar in important ways. Both are obsessed with status and position. For example, like a great many creatures, the Norwegian zoologist and comparative psychologist Thorleif Sheldrup Abbey observed back in 1991 that even common barnyard chickens establish a pecking order. Thanks for watching my video. We come up with the continuing learning of the 12 rules that to follow for your life. It is the first rule that I discussed in it, and it is continued in my next video too. Please subscribe to my channel. I am seeing that everybody is watching, but don't get subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe. Your one subscribe will help me to make more videos and get you learn with the lessons of life. Thanks for watching.